What's up, Wild Lake? My name is William, and today I'm going to be reviewing Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy. This is all a part of Wild Lake's new opinions segment. Now that's what William calls music. I did not come up with that name. This video will be part of a 3-part series. I will be reviewing Certified Lover Boy in this first video, Donda by Kingue in the second, and in the third video making my overall comparisons and just talking about their music in general. I'll be reviewing these albums on 3 main factors: how good the album is to listen to front to back, the quality of the songs, and how much they've improved over their previous work. To begin with Certified Lover Boy, Drake had some amazing teasers. Since the album was first announced back in 2019, Drake had an amazing feature run leading up to this album. One of the prime examples being the verse on Heady One's Only You freestyle. And even in 2020, while he was still gearing up to release the album, he released a very successful mixtape with a large amount of scrapped and leaked songs. This of course being Dark Lane demo tapes, which spawned hits like 2C Slide and Chicago Freestyle. Near the beginning of 2020, Drake released a 3-song EP titled Scary Hours 2 to tease Certified Lover Boy, or as I'll be referring to it for the rest of this video, CLB. It was a very exciting time to be a Drake fan during this period because we had no idea what to expect. Because Drake kept dropping hit after hit after hit after hit. It seemed that he just could not lose and that this album was going to be one of his best. And then September 3rd came, and I was severely disappointed. First of all, the album cover. It's just such an eyesore to look at. Not only does it feel incredibly lazy, I hate having to stare at these 12 pregnant emojis every time I want to listen to this album. It's obvious why that's the album cover considering the Certified Lover Boy theme, but it's still so hard to look at. But moving away from that terrible album cover, let's actually get into the music. CLB, while a major improvement over Drake's last album, Scorpion, leaves a lot to be desired. Generally speaking, this album wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good either. This album is a perfect example of something that I like to call Drake fatigue. And this fatigue has been stunning Drake's albums since Views in 2016. When Drake first came into the mainstream music industry in 2009, he had a lot to prove. He showed to be a promising newcomer. But despite a commercially successful mixtape and his first ever hit song, Best I Ever Had, Drake still had a lot to prove. So 2 years later, after his first mixtape and his first debut album, Drake would go on to release what is considered by his fans and critics alike his best album to date, Take Care. After Take Care, he released Nothing Was the Same in 2013, What a Time to Be Alive in 2015, the collab album with Future, and the now iconic If You're Reading This Is Too Late mixtape from 2015. All of these albums and projects are seen as the golden era of Drake. He could not miss at this point. Drake seemed to have a quality that his contemporaries lacked. He was one of the first mainstream rappers to make these emotionally driven songs. Songs like Take Care featuring Rihanna, Doing It Wrong, Hold On We're Going Home, and the iconic Marvin's Room are all examples of this new sound that he brought to the rap game. And all of this made Drake feel like such a fresh face. But unfortunately, as time went on, Drake became complacent, and his projects began to blend together. Views, or known to some as Views from the 6 from 2016, being the beginning of this downfall in quality. Scorpion, his previous album, suffered from this as well. Despite it being shorter than CLB in terms of runtime, it feels incredibly bloated. Of course, there were hits from the album we all loved, like In My Feelings, Nice for What, and of course, God's Plan, his biggest song to date. But outside those hits, the album was an incredibly tedious listen. It is the true definition of complacency. It does not feel like any heart or soul was put into that project at all. And that's my biggest issue with CLB. There are no bad songs. It's just incredibly boring. Because it's the same Drake that we have heard ever since 2016. It's just not that entertaining. Another issue I have with this album are some of the interesting writing choices, to say the least. For example, I've been hot since the birth of my son. Said you belong to the streets, but the streets belong to me. Staring at your dress cause it's see-through. And of course, the most infamous line from this project.
Yeah, say that you a lesbian, girl, me too.
And a plethora of others, including that one. I believe that Drake described the album as, quote, a combination of toxic masculinity and acceptance of truth. So I'm hoping that line was meant to just maintain the album's theme, but I can still see why people in the LGBT community were upset with that line, because that is, you can't say that, Drake. You can't say that. Statements like that used in real life can be very harmful to queer women. So again, I understand why people were upset about this. And again, I have a feeling that this is still part of the whole message of the album, but it still does not make it any less out of pocket. Personally, though, I just found the line to be very corny, like a lot of Drake's music. The one thing, though, the memes, the incredible memes that have spawned thanks to that line are just so beautiful. All of that isn't to say that I still did not like CLB. Champagne Poetry, the intro to this album, was near perfect. It starts off with this amazing sample from Masigo's Navajo, which in turn actually samples an old Beatles song named Michelle. Until I find the day, the only words I know that you.
I've been hot since the birth of my son.
I know you see it, girl. This ain't sitting real good in my soul.
I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all I want to say.
It's the best possible way that Drake could have started the album. Now, this album has been out for over 2 months at this point, and after, reviewing and having the script edited multiple times, I've come to grow and appreciate some of the songs off of CLB. Track 2, Poppy's Home, felt like an incredibly missed opportunity. To have Nicki Minaj on the song and for her to just speak, that annoyed me. Songs like, the infamous Girls Want Girls and In the Bible, again, I've grown accustomed to. I don't enjoy them that much, but I hate them far less than I did when I first listened to the album. Even Love All with Jay-Z felt a bit bland to me. But after that, tracks 6 through 10 are just incredible in my opinion. Fair Trade with Travis Scott, Way Too Sexy, which I will defend till the day I die. It is a fun song and people need to stop taking it seriously. 8, TSU, 9, In Too Deep with Future, and 10, Pipe Down, easily the best song on the project. Drake is incredibly in his feelings in this song about a particular woman. It just goes on and on about how he just wishes he could calm down the situation and be a better man. It's so good. In Too Deep is just a very criminally underrated song for me. A lot of people don't seem to give it the respect it deserves. That secret hidden weekend feature, the beat switch, the verse from Future, all of it just made for such an exciting and fun song. It went from this sad, eerie, dark song to this lively, incredibly high energy banger with Future. It was amazing. And I have to give credit where credit is due. 7 a.m. on Brittle Path and No Friends in the Industry were incredible disses to Kanye. That is something that, as a Kanye fan, I have to admit, they were very well written and they were very well done. When Drake or his alleged ghostwriters go hard on the song, it really shows. One final track that I enjoyed was actually Knife Talk with 21 Savage and Project Pat. Now, even before it was confirmed, it was very clearly just a scrap song from Metro Boomin and 21 Savage's Savage Mode 2, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. It still didn't fit with the whole certified lover boy arc of the album, but it was a welcome addition to the tracklist in my opinion. All in all, CLB, while far from Drake's worst project, leaves a lot to be desired. It really pains me that an artist like Drake, especially someone who's been a certified hitmaker for years, cannot bring himself to experiment or try something new. And I mean, it makes sense. Why would he? He's in such a comfortable place making complacent music. He's still making money off of it. Nerdy rap fans like me are the only people who are complaining this much. To the mainstream, none of this matters, but it still is unfortunate that we're missing out on potentially great music because Drake is refusing to change. Out of 10, I'd give this album a 6 point. It's by far not his worst project, but it just pains me that I don't think we're ever going to see him be able to top Take Care ever again. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 2 of my review where I go over Kanye West's Donda. Thank you so much. This is William from the Paw Print signing off.